Oh, hi Aquarius, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much, my lovelies, for joining me. Oh, that's at 100%. Let me just bring down the sound a little bit. Yeah, thanks ever so much for joining me. That was too loud, 100% on the sound, man. Yeah, thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. So we're doing your reading this week, the 21st to the 27th. Now, it looks a bit different on the desk. Number one, I'm recording in the evening time, the evening of the 20th, because I need to get you guys up by the 27th, by the 21st. Number two, I usually record via my HD camera, but I use an SD card in the camera, take it out, shove it into either a laptop or a desktop computer, whichever is not in use, and start rendering it, start kind of, cutting, editing, and, speeding up certain parts and that type of thing, and putting words on, and just making sure that the video also looks aesthetically pleasing when the YouTube, when my YouTube audience is watching. Problem with that is last week I put up 12 videos. I uploaded them to unlisted, but then I didn't put them up because I didn't have time to kind of do all the tags. There's a lot of work that goes into doing these videos, do all the tagging and do all the, making sure that all the links are on and for the website and this, that and the other. It was just too much work with the clients and this and that was going on last week. It's just too much work to do. So I decided this week, I'm not having another week like next week. I am no way doing 12 videos only not to just not put them up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to record simply from the Logitech software from the computer, so I can literally just, instead of cutting and editing, put it straight up. And also I decided not to do a shuffle on screen, because it means if I do a shuffle it takes forever to get to the reading, so I didn't want to do that. So I've just laid down the cards and we'll take it from there. What I can show you though this week, guys, is the decks that we're using for this. So we are using the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti for the general reading here. We're using the This Might Hurt Tarot deck by Isabella Rotman for the work reading for the week here, and we're using the just accidentally move those out of the way. There we go. That's the thing when you can't cut certain things out. Couldn't cut that out. And we're using the Tarot in Wonderland, love this deck, by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene. Okay, I keep pressing something here that brings me up to 100. Hang on a minute. Just bring that back down. There we go. Yeah, sorry, the sound is too high when I'm recording, so let's move it there. Okay. Yeah, we're using the Tarot Wonderland by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith for the love reading for the week. Spiritual advice for the week comes from Believe in Your Own Power Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. Okay. If we need any clarifiers, we use the classic Tarot miniature deck by Barbara Moore as well. Let's start on the reading then. So, general message for the week: the King of Pentacles. So work hard and you will receive rewards. Aquarius is the King of Coins, but obviously this could also represent somebody as well. The King of Coins could be somebody. We could be looking at a person here as well. King of Coins energy showing here. This could be a business person, somebody who runs their own company, for example, somebody who's very successful. This could be a landlord, this could be a real estate agent, this could be a husband, this could be a wife, could be anyone. The Fool. This to me looks like a father and a child to me. Some of you guys, it might be your partner and child, for example, with the Fool energy showing here. Because the message is the King of Coins and the Fool. To me, the Fool can be a young child and the King of Coins can be a father figure as well. Or, somebody who is the father of this Fool, for example. Or this could be King of Coins' accomplishment. So the King of Coins as a energy in a reading talks about working hard with the King of Coins energy, and then once you've worked hard, you're reaping the rewards, you're reaping the benefits of all of that hard work. This guy's achieved success through working hard. Some of you guys, it might be with the King of Coins as well, that you've reached a certain point within your life. King of Coins is reaching the top of the tree when it comes to career. Maybe you've got as far as you can go with the King of Coins, and there's a new path now with this Fool energy showing here. I see a new relationship with the King of Coins. The general message could be that there's a man around you, a woman around you. I don't want to read these as just men because it's kings. Usually it is men, but you can also read kings as women as well. So, for some of you guys, there's a new person around you. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm seeing a new relationship here with the Fool and the Two of Cups energy showing up here. The Hermit, though. The Hermit would represent to distance oneself. When you get the Hermit, it's an interesting thing, because The Hermit can mean so many things. The Hermit and the Two of Cups can be somebody who's distancing themselves from a relationship. They're withdrawing. The Hermit can also be that you need to look into this relationship into greater detail, because Hermits are ruled by Virgo. Virgo like to examine everything in like a really great detail. The Strength. The Hermit and Strength. Okay, so Strength is power. Control is strength. But for me, strength is more about the power, but it's also the power to resist as well, possibly with strength. Energy here. The Hermit, though, I've never seen this combination. In all my years of doing tarot, I've never seen the combination of the Hermit and Strength card. The message is the Hermit and Strength. It's almost like you need to have the strength with the Hermit energy to resist. Because I see a new relationship with this King of Coins. But I get the impression that you need to have the strength with the Hermit energy to hold back a little bit with that Hermit energy to resist. Because the Hermit is very much, he's very much kind of like a resistant card. So he's going to resist anything like temptation when it comes to, you know, getting a little bit more kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe getting a little bit more intimate in a relationship here. The Hermit is outside of this. So it's almost like you need to kind of have the strength to hold back a little bit from that Two of Cups energy. Okay, or you need to, with the Hermit, because you've got here this new relationship, the Fool and the Two of Cups, I think, Aquarius. New full relationship, Two of Cups with the King of Coins. This is the person here. But I feel that with the Hermit energy, that you need to hold back a little bit with that Hermit energy. And this is something that you need to have the strength to do, to hold back. Because I just feel with the Hermit. And also, the Strength card is lust. It's sex. So maybe you need to resist going deeper with the Strength energy, getting too deep, going into it, because this is a new relationship with this person. And then you've got the Hermit and Strength. So the Hermit is resisting. Strength card in a love reading, which I think this might be, it's sex, it's lust. So if this is a new relationship with the King of Coins, maybe you need to resist with the Hermit energy showing there. Strength, sex, for example, getting a little bit too intimate with this person on a sexual level. Okay, that's the message I think I'm looking at this week for some of you Aquarians. Not for all of you. It won't refer to all of you. Certainly feel for some of you, if there's a new relationship with this individual here, I think that you need to resist with the Hermit energy. It's either going to be resist with the Hermit energy, getting too close with the Strength card, or maybe you need to resist getting a bit too intimate sexually, potentially, with the Strength energy showing there. So let's have a look at your work reading. What's going on there? Four of Swords, some of you guys taking a break, or some of you guys it's all about withdrawing or taking a pause to reflect. Four of Swords energy. Yeah, I just get the impression that some of you guys are looking to withdraw, perhaps for a job, or there could be just simply the withdrawal of a job. The Five of Coins, the Four of Swords in a work reading is taking a break or withdrawing from a job. The Five of Coins in a work reading is being cast out. Okay, with the Five of Coins. Sometimes this is seeking help. Maybe some of you guys need to contemplate getting some help, perhaps, with the Five of Coins energy showing there. Ooh, 2 5s in the reading. Okay, you got multiple 5s. We do have some challenges here, but you can overcome them. They're just leading you on to something better here. Okay, Five of Coins is also the card about just losing the job. Okay, you know, this is a card about being told that you're losing your job, you're being made redundant. Five of Cups again is a card about losing. So some of you guys, it may be something about losing a job here. Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you guys. There's something about some of you guys losing a job here. You're being let go from a job. But I feel that this is going to give you a chance now to start planning ahead with that Two of Wands. Because the Two of Wands is also a card about taking charge and planning ahead. I think it's going to give you a chance to plan your next move with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is movement. Okay. So I think this is a good thing that's happening here. Okay. I am seeing a work break coming up, and it could be happening this week for some of you Aquarians. Okay. And actually that's you, isn't it? Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy showing here. This is you, freedom here. Okay, and some of you, and sometimes the Seven of Swords is about being afraid. This is a fear card as well. Somebody's running away, so there's an element of fear to this. Some of you guys may be fearing having to wait to get another job, but you know what? Even though I see you going on a break, so there is a break, I believe, coming up for some of you Aquarians, because the Four of Swords represents in a work reading a break, taking a break. This may not be off your own making, because I think that some of you guys are going to be taking a break shortly from a job. It will be because you've been let go from the job is gone, you've lost the job, but this is going to give you a chance to start planning with that Two of Wands, your next move with the Seven of Swords. You know, some of you guys are afraid of kind of, you know, having to wait, but this is a brilliant time because you got multiple fives. This is a time of some positive changes happening. There are positive changes afoot here, and those positive changes with the fives are really talking about that, yes, there is the withdrawal of a contract, of a job, Four of Swords, and that's something you can't help. And whilst you're being let go and you're going to feel sad and you're going to feel rejected about all of that stuff, actually there's nothing to feel sad about, because these fives are saying that actually this is the ample time for a change to occur, and that change is going to allow you to take a step back with the Two of Wands and to start planning what your next move is going to be. Okay, so I always say for every breakdown there's a breakthrough, Aquarius. I think it's actually quite a positive move here in terms of work. You know, some of you guys may be planning your route to freedom, because Seven of Swords is Aquarius, it's your energy. Aquarius doesn't like being stifled. Aquarius also, you're futuristic thinkers, you're quite independent people. Okay, you like to think ahead, you like to think about your ideas, people, from what I read about Aquarius. So this is allowing you to you know, take a step back, to start planning your route, because this is somebody who's planning a journey, your journey to freedom. Some of you guys may be planning, well, you know, it's not just about planning your next move, it's about planning a strategy, taking a step back and making plans, strategizing with the Seven of Swords energy. This is what this is going to do. At the time, it may look negative, but actually in the long run, it's very much a positive that's happening here. Very much a positive. Because even though some of you guys are losing a job and you're kind of like, that's a bit of a bummer that I've lost that job, money, this, that, and the other. Actually, this is giving you a chance to take a step back and plan your next move, but also giving you a chance to take a step back and start planning a strategy with the Seven of Swords as well, which I think is excellent. Let's have a quick look then at the love reading, Aquarius. What do we see? The Ace of Swords. Sometimes this card shows up and it's a real positive in a relationship. Sometimes the Ace of Swords shows up. If somebody said to me, I've met this guy, is he the one? And I did a one card draw and I had the Ace of Swords, that would be a hell yes, absolutely 100%. Let's have a look at the next one. It's very positive, is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you've got a King of Cups energy showing there. So I feel in terms of love, something really positive may be happening, I think, with the Ace of Swords energy concerning this King of Cups, Aquarius. Let's have a look at the next one. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Star here. You've got the Star. Hopes, dream, wishes coming to fruition with this person. I also feel something really positive is happening. I think that some of you guys are literally finding your soulmate, or you're discovering that somebody is your soulmate, or twin flame perhaps, because the Star means that the stars are aligned. Things are finally aligning, and it almost feels like with this King of Cups, this person is meant to be with you. It almost feels like they're your soulmate. It's almost like, and also the Ace of Swords means to discover. It means to realize. There's a realization here. So amidst all of this positivity with the Ace of Swords, there's definitely a realization, I think, for some of you Aquarians, that this person is your soulmate. And actually what's really funny is, again, we have an Aquarius star, an Aquarius card called the Star, which is you. Which is you. The Death energy showing here. This to me looks like a relationship is reaching another dimension, because the Star in Death is like a, how can I say, it's like somebody dying and going to heaven. It's like an elevation into another realm. This is where somebody goes to another dimension. They're no longer an earthly being. They're rising up into the sky. They're becoming something else. They're becoming, say, for example, energy, for example, with the Death and the Star energy showing there. So I think something really positive is happening with this with this King of Cups. And I think that what's happening, Aquarius, is that your relationship with whoever this person here is reaching another dimension. This is spiritual. This is reaching something else. This isn't a run-of-the-mill relationship. This is going into a completely different sphere. And I feel for some of you guys, you really got to feel that. Really got to feel, wow, this is another dimension here. This is off the scale. This relationship is completely something else. Now that's interesting. Death and the Ten of Swords, though. Now that's an interesting one. Because to me, Death and the Ten of Swords, that's final. So it's an interesting one. First of all, I felt that this was something really positive with this king here. Relationship reaching another dimension. Okay. But now I actually feel it's something else. I don't think it's that, sorry. I'm actually going to read the star is you now, Aquarius, on account of those two cards there. Because for me, the Ten of Swords, there's no way that I would ever look at that card. I mean, you could look at the Ten of Swords as a card that means surrender, of course you could. But also, my gut feeling and my intuition tells me with Death and the Ten of Swords that something is over for good. Death and the Ten of Swords, whatever, you know, direction you get that in, whether it's Ten of Swords first and then Death, or Death and the Ten of Swords, that's an ending. Could be an ending that's painful. An ending death that's really painful with the Ten of Swords. I actually feel there's a realization here, and the realization is that you are poles apart from this King of Swords, because you are the star, and that is, sorry, King of Cups. You are the star, and that is the King of Cups. So because that's your card there, Aquarius, well, what do you stand for, Aquarius, as the star? You know, you may be quite distant with that card. You may be on another kind of, you know, level with that star energy, because you are the star. So it's almost like there's a realization, almost like between this King of Cups and you, the star. You know, it's an interesting one. I'm just going to have a look at where the star is looking. It's looking into water. Water is healing. What has she got on the water, though? Is that a glove? Looks like a glove. And a fan. Looks like a glove and a fan. There's a realization between you and this individual here. Maybe something's over for good. Because I think that you're the star, which means that you've got absolute clarity as well with the star energy showing here. And this person's the King of Cups. So I'm going to read that as you, the character, the star, because that's Aquarius. So that's definitely your energy. That's you. And that is somebody else. And I think there's a realization here that this King of Cups and you, maybe the Death card, you're over for good with the Ten of Swords. You know, whichever, it doesn't matter whether that came first or that came first. For me, this is completely over, finale, done. Okay, so I think there's a realization that you and this King of Cups are very different individuals, and that the relationship is over for good. That's what I'm getting on the reading showing here. Let's have a really quick recap of what the reading is, and then we're going to finish off by doing this energy showing here. And also, I'm probably going to clarify that star. Actually, I'm going to use my small Radiant Rise Spirit Tarot. A bit of a rip-off I thought this deck was, to be honest. It's a miniature one of the bigger one that I've got, but the bigger one is completely borderless. I don't know why they didn't do this as completely borderless, which they didn't. Let's have a look. So, what do you mean by the star? Because I think that's you there, Aquarius. Isn't there love reading the star? But I'm reading the star as Aquarius because that's them on the card. Let's have a look. What do you mean by the star in two cards? Right, this came out on top, the Hangman. So the Hangman is to delay, is to put something into, is to put something on hold. Right, so what have you got here? Let me just have a look at these cards. Yeah, they're in the right. So we have this one. Let's have a look. Right, the Seven of Swords. And that's you, isn't it? Seven of Swords, Aquarius. It's almost like this is about you freeing yourself from the hangman energy. Because again, we've got the star Aquarius and the Seven of Swords, which is Aquarius as well. The hangman as well, ruled by Neptune. It's Pisces card, ruled by Neptune. Neptune is a planet of fantasy. Okay, so it's almost like sometimes the Seven of Swords can talk about kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? So it can talk about fooling yourself, deceiving yourself with the Seven of Swords energy. Okay, but I'm saying, well, what do you mean by the star? Because I believe that you are the star on this Aquarius energy, the star. Aquarius, as I've said, is an energy. What I read up about some of you guys is you like your freedom, you like your space, that type of thing. But also the star is about facing up to things. It's about clarity as well. And with the hangman being the card that's ruled by Neptune, which is fantasy and illusion, and the Seven of Swords being Aquarius, ruled by Uranus as well, I think, being about seeking freedom and escaping as well. It almost feels like you're freeing yourself of something that isn't quite real. And that's why, because this is you freeing yourself with the Seven of Swords, being that this is Aquarius. It's almost like you're freeing yourself with the Seven of Swords from something that isn't quite real in that hangman. Okay? Or escaping from an illusion here. You know? Or escaping maybe from something that hasn't been moving for quite a while, because the hangman represents things in suspense as well, or things that are just left to dangle for a long time. And some of you guys might decide, I'm going to leave this now, I'm going to let go of this hangman energy showing here. So I actually feel that whichever way you want to read that combination there, Aquarius, you're the star, and there's a realization here that this relationship is over for good, and it's your realization, because there's a Ace of Swords here, which we could read as Aquarius as well, because it's sword energy, so that can be you. This may be your realization. So in love, it could be that you're facing a realization with the Ace of Swords about this individual here. Okay, so there's a realization that you're facing with this person here. And I think that realization with the star energy showing here is that and also the star means to release. So there's a realization about this person here that you perhaps need to release. Perhaps you need to, with the star, distance yourself from this person here. And it's all about, with the Seven of Swords energy, escaping or freeing yourself from some form of fantasy or illusion with that hangman energy showing there. Okay, there's a realization, I think, that the relationship is over for good with this individual. But I want to see what it is that what the realization is about this King of Cups. What is the realization? Because I think one of the realizations is that you've been under a little bit of an illusion for a long time concerning an individual. That's what I'm getting in the reading. Okay, on account of these two cards here, Death and the Ten of Swords for me is something that is dead, buried, over for good. You know, and the star is you. A realization, an awakening in a way, a mental awakening as well. But what is it that Aquarius realizes about this King of Cups? What are they realizing in two cards with the Ace of Swords about this King of Cups in two cards? You're realizing the Seven of Wands. I think that you're realizing that you're facing a challenge with the Seven of Wands energy showing here. Four of Swords energy. So the Four of Swords is no action. When you get the Four of Swords, this person isn't going to battle. Okay, so it's almost like you're facing a challenge. Maybe there's a challenge that you feel that you can't win with the Four of Swords energy, because you're realizing something, I think, about this king, and that is the Seven of Wands energy showing there. Maybe some of you guys are facing a challenge with this person because they do nothing. Four of Swords, they're not taking any action, they're not doing anything. Or maybe some of you guys are realizing about this person that you've been rejected. Maybe this person has withdrawn and not contacted you in a while. And maybe finally you're releasing the illusion that they will contact you. Okay, and you're saying to yourself with this star energy, actually the relationship is over for good. Because some of you guys, this person hasn't even contacted you in a while. But I think if that's the case, there's a realization here that this relationship is over. Because some of you guys might have been waiting with that hangman as well for this person to contact you. And now with the Seven of Swords energy, there's this kind of awakening here. There's a need to kind of release this energy showing here. Perhaps this person with the Four of Swords, maybe the realization with this person is that you've been rejected. Seven of Wands means rejection. This person hasn't contacted you, for example, with the Four of Swords. So I think there's a realization here for some of you guys that the relationship is over. Let's quickly go. I don't even remember what I said to you before, whether we're going over something again. Sorry about that. Well, we've gone over this enough, so we'll leave that now. In terms of these two areas, the general message for the week, I see somebody here for some of you guys that you're starting a relationship with, a new relationship. So I see a new relationship fall in the Two of Cups with that King. But I feel with the Hermit energy showing here that there's a need to distance oneself, or with the Hermit energy to isolate oneself, or to remove oneself from, or to, what's the word that I was looking for? To resist with this Hermit, because the Hermit is resisting. To resist the temptation to get too kind of involved, maybe sexually, with that Strength card this week. I think in terms of work, some of you guys are going on a hiatus concerning work. It won't be off your own making or be off somebody else's, but I'm seeing you know, there's a job cuts I'm seeing with the Five of Coins and sadness at the loss of it. But I think with the 2 5s in the reading, it's saying, well, this is a cause for change now. And I feel that what this is going to help you to do, Aquarius, is going to help you now really with this Two of Wands to start planning your next move, but also to start planning a new strategy going forward as well, which I think is really good. And what's your spiritual advice? Villain, you can always rewrite the story. Let's have a look at what that is. 38. Let's have a look at what the... So you can always villain, you can always rewrite the story. A hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villains win. Maybe in this area here. However, that doesn't mean you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after a personal tragedy. And that's what I think that some of this is. I think it is about empowering and freeing yourself. It's getting that Seven of Swords there. Seven of Swords is freedom. It's ruled by your sign, Aquarius. You're freeing yourself from that because you're freedom seekers. There's a final realization and clarity here, being that you're the star. Okay, there's a cleansing happening here as well with the star energy. You know, there's an awakening with the star energy that this relationship is completely over, I think. Because I think that somebody hasn't contacted you. But do you know how freeing that's going to feel to finally face up to the truth? It's going to be incredibly freeing for some of you guys. So I think it's a really good thing. Alright then, that is your reading for the week, guys. God, 27 minutes. I didn't mean for it to go on that long. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for joining me on Carol's Universe. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me. If you'd like your own personal reading, click on the link in the comment section below or the end screen. Or, click on the comment below or the end screen. Also, make sure, please, that you like, you share, and you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You don't have to subscribe, but it would be sure nice to have you. It really, really would. And also, yeah, if you can like and just share the video, that would really help, because there's so much work that goes into these videos. And even if you don't like the video, that's fine. But even just kind of like, because they're free and they don't cost anything. And, you know, as tarot readers, we really do. I really do. And I think most tarot readers on YouTube do anyway. We all put in a hell of a lot of work into this. I really do. It's like 9:20 at night now that I'm recording these, because I really need to get them out. And yeah, if you can just say thanks or hi, just put hi or thanks, whatever you want to say. Except that please don't be nasty or anything in the comments, because we really do work hard. I know that freedom of speech is on YouTube and stuff, but it would be lovely just to get a hi or thanks or whatever. You don't have to say much, but just a little comment, you know, hi, thanks, whatever it is, hope you well, whatever it is. You don't have to say much, but it would be just nice to, because it helps the algorithm. And if you comment at the end when the video is finished, you know, that helps the channel even more. I've been doing YouTube for years, and I've known great success on YouTube to knowing that, you know, people have gone elsewhere and stopped watching the videos or whatever. And that was a really bitter pill for me to swallow at first, until I realized and thought, well, no, but thank you, Lord, for that, because it's helped me to grow the business in other ways. And my business no longer is dependent on YouTube views, thank God. I've read for thousands, so my business is off YouTube. You know, I'm very lucky for that. But what I'm trying to say is that so much time is taken on these videos, and it really is heartwarming to see more comments on the videos. It would really help the channel out, and it would help me out, because I've been doing this for years, and you know, it's so sad to see, you know, a bit of decline in kind of views and things like that. But anyway, I'm blessed, and I thank God for whoever's come to watch the video today. Thank you so much. I love you all, and you just have a fantastic week. Okay, love you guys. Take care, my lovelies. Bye, love. Bye.